Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The morning light creeps through the curtains, casting a golden hue across the room. I'm lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, a knot of unease twisting in my stomach. It's been a while since I felt truly at ease. Something feels off, and it gnaws at me like a persistent itch I can't scratch. My wife, Rachel, has been acting strangely lately, her laughter echoing in the house, but it lacks the warmth it once held. We had always maintained a pact, our chests of secrets. Each of us had a chest, figurative and literal, filled with our deepest secrets, desires, and fears. We vowed never to open them without the other's permission. Yet, lately, I've noticed Rachel hovering near hers, a glint of something in her eyes that I can't quite place. Curiosity? Guilt? I can't tell, but it stirs something dark within me. As I sit up, the bed creaks beneath me, and I feel a sudden rush of determination. Today is the day I confront my doubts. I slide out of bed and make my way to the small room where we keep our chests. The air is thick with tension, and I can feel my heart racing in my chest. I reach the door and pause, a chill running down my spine. What if I'm overreacting? What if it's just my imagination? Shaking off the doubt, I twist the knob and push the door open. There it stands, Rachel's chest, beautifully adorned yet ominous in its silence. I walk over and touch the lid, my fingers trembling slightly. Memories flood my mind, the laughter we shared, the promises made, the love that once felt unshakable. With a deep breath, I lift the lid, a creak echoing in the stillness. Inside, it's cluttered with forgotten items, old photographs, trinkets from our travels, and then, jewelry. My breath hitches as I reach for a delicate silver necklace, its shine blinding in the dim light. I toss it aside, my heart pounding louder as I uncover more, rings, earrings, each piece more extravagant than the last. But it's what lies beneath them that makes my stomach churn, love letters, each one addressed to Rachel in a handwriting I don't recognize. My hands shake as I unfold the first letter. The words leap out at me, like daggers piercing my heart. My dearest Rachel, it begins, every moment away from you feels like an eternity. I swallow hard, the betrayal settling heavily in my chest. It's true, she's been cheating on me. What the hell? I mutter to myself, my anger simmering beneath the surface. I can't believe it. This isn't just a betrayal of trust, it's an all-out assault on our life together. The laughter, the affection, was it all a facade? I storm into the living room, where Rachel is sitting on the couch, flipping through her phone. The sun casts a warm glow around her, but all I feel is cold rage. Rachel! I shout, the name leaving my lips like venom. She looks up, startled. What's wrong? I grip the letters tightly, holding them out like evidence of her treachery. What is this? I demand, my voice shaking with disbelief. Her eyes widen, a flicker of panic crossing her face. What are you talking about? Don't play coy with me. I found your chest. Your secrets. The rings, the letters, everything. I can feel the heat rising in my cheeks, fury boiling over. Her expression shifts, guilt washing over her features. It's not what you think, she stammers, rising to her feet. I can explain. Explain? I laugh bitterly. You're in love with someone else. How can you explain that? Rachel steps closer, desperation etched on her face. It was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to happen. A mistake. I echo, incredulous. You've been seeing someone else. Do you even hear yourself? My voice is growing louder, and I can feel the walls closing in around us. I never wanted to hurt you, she pleads, tears brimming in her eyes. It was just one night, and I regretted it immediately. The truth cuts deeper than any knife could. I thought we had a strong foundation, built on honesty and trust. Now, it feels like quicksand. You've destroyed everything we built, I hiss, my mind racing with thoughts of revenge. You think you can just apologize and we can forget this? She takes a step back, realization dawning on her face. What are you going to do? I feel a cold smile spreading across my face. Oh, I have some plans. You have no idea what you've unleashed. As I turn away, I can hear her voice cracking, begging me to stay. But I'm done. The trust is shattered, and now it's time to make her feel the weight of her actions. I'll ruin her life the way she ruined mine. The betrayal stings, but my resolve strengthens with every passing second. She'll regret the day she crossed me. The day of reckoning is upon us, and I'm ready. I storm out of the living room, my heart racing and my mind a whirlwind of emotions. Rachel's pleading voice fades behind me as I step into my home office, slamming the door shut. The sound echoes in the silence, amplifying the turmoil inside me. I pace the room, trying to sort through the chaos of betrayal and fury. I can still hear her voice, the way she stuttered, the desperation in her eyes. It makes my blood boil. She thinks she can just brush this under the rug, that a few tears will fix everything. But I'm done being the fool in this game. It's time to take control. Pulling out my phone, I scroll through my contacts until I find Jake, my oldest friend and the only person I trust in this mess. I hit call, my heart pounding in anticipation. The phone rings once, twice, and then he picks up. Hey, man, what's up? Jake sounds casual, but I can hear the hint of concern in his voice. I need to meet you. Now, I reply, trying to keep my voice steady. Okay, what's going on? I'll explain when I see you. Just meet me at our usual spot, I say, my tone leaving no room for argument. On my way, he responds, and I hang up, a mixture of dread and determination settling in my gut. About 20 minutes later, I'm sitting at the small coffee shop we used to frequent, nursing a bitter cup of black coffee. The familiar smell of roasted beans fills the air, but it does little to soothe my frayed nerves. Jake walks in, scanning the room until he spots me and makes his way over. What's going on? You look like you've seen a ghost, he says, sliding into the seat across from me. I take a deep breath, trying to compose myself. Rachel cheated on me. His expression shifts from concern to shock. What? When? How do you know? I found her chest of secrets, I reply, my voice low. Jewelry, love letters, everything. She's been seeing someone else. Jake's eyes widen, and he leans in closer. Damn, man. I'm so sorry. Have you talked to her about it? Yeah, and she tried to downplay it. Said it was a mistake. But I can't let this go. I want to make her feel what I felt, I say, anger lacing my words. What are you planning? He asks, an eyebrow raised, curiosity piqued. I'm going to ruin her life. Make her regret what she did, I reply, the resolve hardening in my chest. She thinks she can just walk away from this without consequences. Jake leans back, his expression serious. You know revenge can backfire, right? It could get messy. I don't care, I snap, a rush of adrenaline coursing through me. She deserves it. I'm tired of being the one who gets hurt. Okay. Just tell me what you need, he says, a flicker of respect in his eyes. I pause, contemplating the details of my plan. I need you to help me gather evidence. Something solid that can blow this whole thing wide open. He nods, already thinking ahead. I can dig into her social media, see if she's posted anything that could implicate her. Maybe I can find out who the guy is, too. Good. I need names, messages, anything that can expose her, I reply, feeling a surge of excitement. Then, once we have everything, I'll confront her again, but this time with proof. I want her to realize she can't just walk away from this. You want to bring him into the mix too? Jake asks, a hint of hesitation in his voice. Absolutely. If she's seeing someone else, he should know what kind of person she is. I want to make sure she feels the weight of her choices. Jake looks thoughtful for a moment. All right, I'll get on it. But you have to promise me that you'll be careful. Don't do anything stupid that could blow up in your face. I nod, appreciating his concern. I'll be smart about it. I just need to keep my focus on the endgame. After our conversation wraps up, I leave the coffee shop, my mind racing with possibilities. I feel a mixture of anger and excitement coursing through my veins. I have a plan now, and it feels empowering to take back control of my life. Rachel thinks she can manipulate me with her lies and deceit, but she has no idea who she's dealing with. Back at home, I find Rachel in the living room, her eyes red from crying. She glances up at me, a flicker of hope in her expression. Can we talk? Please. I suppress a laugh. What do you want to talk about, Rachel? How you've been lying to me. Her expression falters, and for a moment, I see the cracks in her facade. I didn't mean to hurt you. It just happened. You have to believe me. I don't believe a word you say, I respond, my voice cold. And I'm going to make sure you regret what you've done. Please, just give me a chance to explain, she begs, desperation pouring from her. I shake my head, turning my back on her. You've had your chance. Now, it's my turn. As I walk away, I feel a rush of exhilaration. I can see the wheels of retribution turning in my mind, and I'm ready to set my plan into motion. Rachel may have opened the door to her betrayal, but I'm the one who will decide how it ends. The intrigue of my revenge will unfold, and I won't rest until she knows the true cost of her actions. The next few days pass in a haze of tension and anticipation. I stay on edge, waiting for Jake to dig up any evidence that could bring Rachel's betrayal to light. Meanwhile, Rachel flits around the house, trying to act as if nothing is wrong, her forced smiles grating on my nerves. I can't stand the way she pretends everything is fine, as if the trust we built over the years hasn't been shattered into a million pieces. I'm at work, my mind racing, barely able to focus on anything. Each time my phone buzzes, my heart leaps, hoping it's Jake with the news I crave. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, my phone lights up with a message from him. Jake, got something. Meet me tonight. My pulse quickens. I respond with a simple, where, and he tells me to meet him at a bar not far from my office. The idea of confronting Rachel with the evidence makes my stomach churn with excitement and anxiety. When the workday finally ends, I head straight to the bar, pushing through the heavy wooden door. The dim lighting creates an intimate atmosphere, filled with the low murmur of conversation and the clinking of glasses. I spot Jake at a corner table, his eyes scanning the room. He waves me over, and I slide into the seat across from him. Hey, he says, sliding a folder across the table. I think you're really going to want to see this. I take the folder and open it, my heart racing as I flip through the contents. There are screenshots of messages, photos, and even a few social media posts that Rachel's been tagged in with a man I don't recognize. Each piece of evidence hits me like a punch to the gut. This is him, Jake says, pointing to a picture of a handsome guy in a casual t-shirt, a playful grin plastered across his face. His name is Alex. Looks like they've been seeing each other for a few months now. I clench my jaw, feeling rage bubble beneath the surface. What else do you have? Some of the texts are pretty revealing. They talk about meeting up, how much fun they have together, and some intimate stuff, Jake replies, a grimace on his face as he looks away. I swallow hard, the words burning in my throat. I want to confront them both. I want them to know what they've done. Are you sure that's a good idea? Jake asks, his brow furrowing with concern. What if they deny it? What if Rachel tries to twist it around on you? Let her try, I snap, my anger flaring. I want them both to see the consequences of their actions. This isn't just about me, it's about making her feel what I felt. Jake nods slowly, sensing the fire in my determination. All right, but we have to be smart about it. We don't want to cause a scene that could backfire. I take a deep breath, my mind racing with possibilities. We'll set it up for Friday night. I'll invite her out for dinner, and then we'll catch them in the act. Sounds like a plan. I'll help you coordinate, Jake says, a hint of excitement in his eyes. As the week drags on, I can't shake the feeling of impending confrontation. Each time I see Rachel, my heart races with a mix of anger and sadness. I want to confront her, to expose her lies, but a part of me is still clinging to the remnants of what we once had. Finally, Friday arrives. I text Rachel, suggesting we go out for dinner. Just us, I add, hoping to keep her unsuspecting. She responds almost immediately, excitement bubbling through the text. Sounds great. Can't wait. As we sit across from each other at the restaurant, I can feel the tension in the air. Rachel chats animatedly about her week, oblivious to the storm brewing beneath my calm facade. I nod along, forcing a smile as I watch her, each laugh cutting deeper than the last. Are you okay? You seem a bit distant, she says, concern creeping into her voice. I'm fine, I reply too quickly, my eyes narrowing. Just a lot on my mind. She reaches across the table, touching my hand. I'm here if you want to talk about it. I pull my hand away, the gesture feeling too intimate for the betrayal I'm grappling with. No need. I'm just looking forward to a good evening. As the evening drags on, I keep glancing at my phone, waiting for Jake's signal. I can feel the anticipation building in my gut, the thrill of what's to come igniting a dark excitement within me. Finally, just as dessert arrives, my phone vibrates with a message from Jake. Jake, they're here. My heart races as I shoot Rachel a look. I just need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. She nods, her attention back on her dessert as I slip out of the booth and make my way to the entrance. I step outside, my breath hitching as I spot Jake leaning against his car, his expression serious. Are you ready? He asks, a mix of excitement and apprehension in his voice. I nod, my heart pounding. Let's do this. We head back inside, and I lead Jake to a secluded corner where we can watch Rachel. She's sitting there, her laughter ringing through the air, and my blood runs cold as I see him walk in, Alex, her lover, casually striding towards her. My fists clench at my sides as I watch them exchange smiles, the way Rachel's eyes light up at the sight of him sending a surge of fury coursing through me. Let's go, I say, my voice low and deadly. Jake follows close behind as I approach their table, my heart racing with every step. Rachel. I call out, the name slipping from my lips like a thunderclap. She looks up, shock painting her features. What are you doing here? Surprise. I reply, forcing a grin that doesn't reach my eyes. I brought a friend. Before she can react, I step aside to reveal Jake, who leans casually against the wall, arms crossed, a knowing look on his face. The tension in the air thickens as Alex's expression shifts from surprise to confusion. What's going on? Rachel demands, her voice trembling slightly. I smirk, the rush of adrenaline making my heart race. Oh, just thought it was time for a little revelation. Care to explain your little rendezvous? Rachel's face pales as realization dawns on her. This isn't what it looks like. Really? Because it looks like you're having a lovely dinner with your boyfriend, I reply, sarcasm dripping from my words. Alex shifts uncomfortably, glancing between us, clearly caught off guard. Look, man, I didn't know. I cut him off, fury boiling over. I'm not here to hear your excuses. I want you both to understand the impact of your actions. Rachel's eyes dart around, searching for a way out. This isn't fair. You're making a scene. Fair? You're the one who cheated. I shout, my voice echoing in the restaurant. The shock on her face is palpable as she stares at me, realizing the depth of her betrayal is fully exposed. I was going to tell you, she stammers, but I can see the lie written all over her face. Tell me what? That you're in love with someone else. I shoot back, feeling a wave of satisfaction wash over me. This is just the beginning, Rachel. You'll wish you had never crossed me. As her eyes well with tears, I turn to Jake, my partner in this twisted plan. Let's go. I feel a surge of triumph as I stride out of the restaurant, leaving Rachel behind, her world crumbling. The thrill of retribution courses through me, and I know this is just the first step in unraveling her carefully crafted life. The intrigue of what's to come looms in the air, and I can't wait to see how deep the rabbit hole goes. I'll make sure Rachel understands the true cost of betrayal, and I'll enjoy every moment of watching her fall. The ride home is silent, the air thick with tension. Jake glances over at me, his brow furrowed in concern. Are you okay, man? That was intense. I chuckle darkly, feeling the adrenaline still coursing through my veins. Intense? You have no idea. My hands grip the steering wheel tightly, knuckles white as the anger simmers just below the surface. This is only the beginning. As I pull into the driveway, the reality of the situation settles over me like a dark cloud. Rachel is still in there, and the thought of her, the woman I once loved, now fills me with disgust. I park the car, and we sit in silence for a moment before I turn to Jake, a wild glint in my eyes. I want to ruin them, I say, the words coming out as a low growl. I want them to feel the weight of what they've done. What do you mean? Jake asks cautiously, sensing the dark turn in my tone. I'm going to dig up everything I can on Alex. I want to expose him, humiliate him in front of everyone he knows. And Rachel? She'll learn that betrayal has consequences, I reply, my heart racing with the thrill of revenge. Jake hesitates but then nods. All right. Let's do this. We spend the next few hours digging through social media, looking for anything we can use against Alex. I find posts from friends, party photos, and even a few questionable comments that could paint him in a less than flattering light. It feels like a treasure trove of opportunities, and with each new discovery, my excitement builds. Got something? Jake exclaims, pointing to a post where Alex boasts about his job at a prestigious company. If we can get in touch with his boss, maybe we can stir some trouble. I grin, a plan forming in my mind. Let's send a little anonymous tip. Just enough to make him sweat. We draft a message, outlining Alex's indiscretions, weaving in just enough truth to make it credible. I hit send, a sense of satisfaction washing over me as I imagine the fallout that will ensue. Now for Rachel, I say, my voice darkening. I want to ensure she feels every ounce of this betrayal. Are you sure this is a good idea? Jake asks, his voice laced with hesitation. Absolutely, I reply. She needs to understand what she's lost. I devise a plan to publicly confront Rachel. I decide to arrange a small gathering with friends, those who once saw us as a perfect couple. I'll make sure everyone knows about her infidelity, and I'll do it in a way that leaves no room for excuses. The following weekend, I invite a handful of our closest friends over, making it sound like a casual get-together. Rachel, unsuspecting, happily agrees to help prepare. As the sun sets and the evening unfolds, laughter and conversation fill the air, but the tension is palpable beneath the surface. After everyone has had a few drinks, I stand up, raising my glass. Hey, everyone. I just want to thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. I pause, feeling the anticipation build. But I have something I need to share. Rachel looks up, her expression shifting from enjoyment to concern as I continue. It's about betrayal, specifically, the betrayal I've faced from the person I once trusted the most. Gasps fill the room, and I can see the confusion on Rachel's face. What are you talking about? She demands, her voice trembling. I lock eyes with her, my heart pounding with adrenaline. You all know Rachel as my wife, the woman I've loved deeply. But what you don't know is that she's been cheating on me with this man, I say, pointing to the photograph of Alex that I've printed out and brought with me. The room falls silent, the atmosphere thick with tension. Rachel's face pales, shock and disbelief clouding her features. No. That's not true. You can't do this, she cries out, desperation seeping into her voice. I can and I will, I reply, feeling a rush of power. You've betrayed me, and now everyone deserves to know the truth. The friends I thought were supportive start whispering among themselves, their expressions shifting from confusion to pity for me. I can see Rachel's facade crumbling, her attempts to defend herself becoming increasingly frantic. You don't know what you're doing, she pleads, tears welling in her eyes. No, Rachel. You don't know what you've done, I counter, my voice icy. You thought you could play with my heart and walk away unscathed. But I'm not letting that happen. Please, she begs, her voice breaking. I'm sorry. I'll do anything. But I'm done listening to her empty promises. I've taken this as far as it can go. It's too late for apologies. You've shown your true colors, and now you'll face the consequences. With that, I turn away from her, leaving her standing there, exposed and vulnerable. The room is silent, everyone staring at her, and I feel a sense of satisfaction wash over me. I've unleashed the truth, and it's powerful. As the night goes on, I can see Rachel unraveling. Friends awkwardly excuse themselves, their laughter replaced by hushed conversations about what just unfolded. I catch glimpses of pitying looks directed her way, and I can't help but revel in it. Finally, as the last of our friends trickle out, Rachel approaches me, anger and desperation etched on her face. You think this is over? You think you can just ruin my life and walk away? I smirk, feeling a twisted satisfaction. You brought this on yourself, Rachel. This is the price of betrayal. You will never look at me the same way again. Get out, she yells, her voice shaking with fury. I never want to see you again. Trust me, you won't have to, I reply coldly, my heart hardening. I walk past her, feeling a rush of exhilaration as I step out into the cool night air. As I drive away, I feel a sense of closure settling in. I've taken my revenge, and I've made sure that Rachel will never forget the consequences of her actions. The deception, the betrayal, it's all over now. But just as I begin to relax, my phone buzzes with a message from Jake. Jake, you might want to sit down for this. I found something else. My heart sinks as I pull over to the side of the road, the dread creeping back in. I open the message, and as I read the words, my blood runs cold. Jake, looks like Alex has a secret too. He's married with kids. The shock washes over me like a cold wave, and I realize that the web of deception is far more tangled than I ever imagined. My heart races as I process this new information. Rachel's affair wasn't just a betrayal, it's a ticking time bomb ready to explode. I start the engine again, my mind racing with the possibilities. This isn't over yet. I'll expose them both, not just for their betrayal but for the lies that have ensnared us all. The reckoning is far from finished, and I can't wait to watch it all unravel. As I drive off into the night, I know one thing for certain, the deception will be revealed, And when it is, the fallout will be more explosive than I ever anticipated. Rachel and Alex will pay for their treachery, and I'll be the one to deliver their reckoning.